episode, we are bringing you. We are going to the Allstars, the Friendly Men Allstars. We have 3 amazing, important filmmakers ever to walk this earth. We have the great Dwayne Whiplash Steeler from East Coast, hanging out, the director of Bloodstab 2, and the erotic thriller of June. Also joining us, we have from the West Coast, we have the great monster Maxson in his epic return. Also joining us, also from the West Coast, we have the wonderful, the talented, the most famous singer, Weston Coppola Cage.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, my brother.
So, and also joining me, we have my co-host Mark and my producer Kurt with us. Okay, Dwayne, quick question: what kind of character would Mark play in a movie?
That's okay. Now, if I'm doing a slash film, yes, we need a young kid to be killed by a slasher. How about this one? Mark, here's the thing. Mark could play a nerd guy, and we need an actress that play a nice girl who wants to drop the bones of the boys, and he just make out with him, and both get killed by a slasher.
Mark, what do you think? You can make out with a beautiful girl and get killed in a movie. Mark, your thoughts?
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Dwayne, you have an incredible voice. You have an incredible voice. Everyone here, man, just an incredible voice and presence, like really. And I love the universe background. I'm all about the universe. Sometimes I know when we're working hard, we got to rely on the universe. Sometimes on set, there's those moments where just like, oh, universe, I'm gonna think about you, not what's going on here. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's the background. It's a background of technology. Yeah. I had some problems a few months ago. By the original time, then the screen become green and blood. It's totally messed up. So I tried to fix it. So I had to use a special. You see the special effect. Yeah. It's gonna have to do, because I'm using another laptop in the kitchen, but I'm not in the living room using my other laptop. But when you see me, I'm in the living room doing Zoom. And there's no problem. So my other laptop, my laptop is perfect, but the screen, I had to fix it, but it's gonna have to do. But it's all good. It's all good. And I just want to say, Weston, thank you. I really appreciate it,
guys.
My pleasure. You inspired me to go with the blurry background. I went blurry background.
I want to say
Please, Alan.
is I feel like what's really cool about everybody who's here is Dwayne, Weston, and then Kurt, and even all you guys who make the Friendly Man podcast, is no matter what level of money you're dealing with, if you're working on trauma level, independent, raising the money yourself, pitching to networks or streaming services, we've all talked about how we're trying to get our projects going. The fact that anyone can get something made is a huge accomplishment. So I think it's awesome that all of us here are just creating, because they're all equally difficult to do in different aspects, and I think it's just amazing. And so congrats to everybody, because it's like we're all just making, creating, and I think that's awesome.
And I thank all of you guys for being here with us. Mark, kick it over.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I guess my first question, we have a panel of Allstars. I want to ask you, like, when making movies, what's your favorite part of the creative process in making movies? And I guess we'll go in alphabetical order. So we'll start with you, Alan, then Dwayne, then Weston.
Alphabetical by first name, evidently.
Yeah.
Always smack dab in the middle. Even I remember being in high school and middle school, Maxson, the middle of the alphabet. I was never first. I was never last. It was right there in the middle. So I'll take it. I'll be first today. My favorite part of the film process? I don't know. I think it's when it's done, when it's out there and it's off your shoulders, because it's such a, as everybody here knows, everyone's works in this industry, is it's a long, giant process. And by the time you're done, you're just like, thank God. Like, even though you're proud of it and you're happy about it, it's years, you know, like my most recent film, Alien Planet, we just started post-production, and it's already been 2 years of working on it literally every day. 2 years is a long time. By the time post-production's done, it'll be 3. I'm ready for it to be out into the world.
Dwayne, go ahead. What about your take on the film, art of filmmaking?
The filmmaking is so much it's so much fun. I was very excited to work with Trauma. I started working Trauma back in 2016 or maybe 15. I could have come up. I couldn't catch up the year. You know, playing one of the Trauma characters with Lloyd Cartman, and then other teams work on some other people who also work with Trauma, and then suddenly I get auditioned by people from Trauma, and they were about to doing a new production called Shakespeare Shitstorm, and Shakespeare Shitstorm is one of my great experiment indies and the most crazy films of all time. I was so very proud and very happy working with people for Trauma from Shakespeare Shitstorm is now on Trauma Now, and then started to create my own film. Doing short films, a slasher splat film called Bloodstab. I think Bloodstab it become an indies short film that the horror fans really enjoyed, really love it. Check out my film called Bloodstab. It's on Trauma Now. Watch.trauma.com.
Awesome. And Weston, go ahead, buddy. Your turn.
Well, I enjoy the process of life, the process of filmmaking, and the process afterward. You know, I like pre, I like intra and post. I like it all. You know, I as an artist, my pledge and promise to all directors and producers and all actors and everyone that I work with, all the entire cast, because we're not going to leave people wondering what the film could have been or what the TV show could have been, or say what the soundtrack could have been. Everyone's gonna feel like they are having a organic and beautiful creative process when we get into the dynamics and subtleties of everything that we're doing. And I'm just about, you know, authenticity and veridical storytelling. You know, make sure that I'm all about the verisimilitude and authenticity. And when you have a story that's undeniable and you need to tell it, you know, I believe that calling is divine, and it's I'm all about the catharsis afterwards. And I resonate with what both gentlemen just said. You know, like doing it after the process, or enjoying when it's off the shoulders. And then I just want to say that I love what was said before me. That was awesome. But I'm all about authentic storytelling, and I think reality is more profound than fiction.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I had a question for Alan. I know you kind of briefly talked about you're in the post-production phase of Alien Planet. I know earlier this year we got to talk to you about that. So how is that going with Alien Planet post-production?
Literally just started. So when we spoke, what was that, a year ago or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Almost a year, yeah.
We were, I think, crowdfunding. I don't think we even had the money raised yet. And then after I talked to you guys, I raised all the money. We just finished shooting on the 16th. So post-production just started. Actually, last night I was grouping and syncing all the audio and cameras together. I got to go through and do that process. It'll probably take me a few days before I can even start editing the movie.
So, Weston, this question is for you, buddy. I know that, you know, I think we briefly touched on your comic book Voodoo Child in the last interview we had with you, and you're trying to, in the process of turning that into like a show, and I was just wondering how that's going.
Oh, thank you, bro. It's going very well. We have 10 episodes written, ready to go. Contracts are done and stuff like that. And now we're just off to the races with which network is going to do it, you know, and I have my fingers crossed for quite a few, one in particular, and you know, it's that's where all my focus has been for the TV for a while. That's gonna, you know, I'm all about getting TV in there. It can't just be movies anymore for me, you know. Yeah, but it's going really well. Thanks. I'm hoping for a lot. It's been handed off to the right people, and it's on fast track, and it's greenlit.
Fantastic,
Awesome.
fantastic. And Dwayne, what about you? What's going on with Bloodstab 2?
Well, right now, Bloodstabbed 2 is gonna have to wait for a very, very long while because we need to set up. Well, me and one of my cast members, our friends, we work together. We have to save and cover some money to we could do the sequel, maybe sometime in the future. Since I finished with 2 scripts in the past, or 3 scripts. The next one I'll be working on, we're gonna have to wait for. We gotta wait for a little short while, maybe just a little while, because one of the members from Trauma Office left and focused on other films, and we're gonna have to wait for like a very, very long while, so we should come up the money to make another low budget like Bloodstab 2. So right now I'm gonna focus, work on some drawings, work on a lot of artwork. Those are the things I love to do. If one of my friends, send me messages or call me that they want me to come down, do some acting. I mean, hell yeah, I will.
Weston, you are a trained fighter. You are an MMA fighter. You fought in many, many competitions. Weston, I've seen you in slashers. I've seen you in action films. I've seen you hit people. I've seen you punch people. How do you make sure that when you do an action scene or when you fight someone on camera, how do you make the other person safe?
What I do is I implement and incorporate a lot of the wrestling background that I have, and a lot of the I got my black belt when I was 12, one of them, and then I have, I think, 3 belts now, and it's I use all that to basically, I mean, I'm down even when I caught a guy one time. He jumped off the stairs in the scene, and a staircase, and I had to catch him and twist and I'll hold the back of the head, make sure the back of the head doesn't hit. So I know how dangerous the facial nerve, the temporal nerve, and the back of the head is, and I incorporate medical information and all my martial arts experience. I've noticed that, like when Randy Couture and I did that scene when we, basically wrapped up a little bit in the cockpit of D-Day and had that little fight scene. Like when you have someone that's trained, and like I have 65 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws. I have all this experience, so I'm going to make sure no one that I'm working with is ever going to get hurt in the slightest. And around me, that stuff doesn't slide. I also do my own stunts.
The thing that Weston was talking about, he has all this training and stuff. I have a ton of training, but it's more for on camera. Weston has real life training with martial arts and MMA, and the thing with those type of martial arts and fighting is it's restraint and control. You can't win a fight without being in control, and that's the most important thing when you're fighting someone on film, because you want to have control for not really hitting them, for knowing your distance and your embodiment in your body, and I take those things into control with me when I'm wearing suits, because my body's different. I have to get to know how long my arms are now, how big my tail, my suit, whatever I'm wearing is, because then my body dimensions are different. And that's something that Weston has locked in perfectly, because he has all that training. Is he can control. I'm imagining, correct me if I'm wrong, but Weston, you could probably punch someone within like an inch and be able to stop with no question.
Yeah, and you're genius, man. Absolutely. The demos, yeah, that's what we do with the demos. We would throw kicks or punches like away from like an inch or literally like a centimeter away, and we wouldn't connect. And oh man, absolutely. And I also love stage combat. I enjoyed that when I did a little stage combat.
Since Weston did brought it up about the safety, the safety of the film, doing the filmmaking in the past, but not trying on something else. But in the movie production, is the best thing if you're doing films with others, with a cast and crew, is the best thing is safety to humans, save people's property, and made a good damn film.
I agree. And you know what, Alan, have you ever worked with a lot of I know Weston has. I know, Weston, you've worked with quite a lot of bit of firearms.
Yeah.
Alan, what about you? Have you worked with a lot of firearms on set?
I have worked with them. I wouldn't say a lot, because a lot of the creatures I play, usually they tear people apart with their bare hands, claws.
That's the Dwayne Steeler style, man. He loves the cutting of
I
the
just
knives
said
and
that.
cutting.
But I have done firearms. Luckily, the ones that I've all dealt with don't actually have an open barrel, so nothing can actually projectile out of the barrel of it. It's usually the shell and sparks come out of the back, which could still hurt you if you're touching it, but it's not gonna kill anybody by accident. But yeah, so I don't have John Wick experience with guns. But I'm curious now. You mentioned Weston. I'm curious how many Weston is, because you also did a war movie recently, so you've probably actually handled quite a few.
Yeah, I've always been around. I have a lot of firearm experience since I was 12. I was shooting a 22 and stuff like that, and then moved up to mini 14s, and I shot an AK-47 in Hawaii, a semi-automatic one, and I had some experience with them before already. So holding that, it was made by a mechanic, Mr. Kalishnikov. He was a mechanic, so it's very gas. It's a gassy gun. It rattles. It's loose. It's not overly tight, and it's the durability and the resilience of that firearm is absolutely uncanny. But that's why a lot of people use it. Firearm safety it's ineffable how crucial it is. It's ineffable. There's no amount of poetry I could write right now to putting that my poetry plus Shahnameh and stuff like that. It doesn't matter, man. It's people need to understand what a hot weapon is, what a cold weapon is. When a weapon's hot, when it's cold, and even if it's blanks, you shoot a blank next to someone, like when I was doing 211. You can't shoot. You can't be point blank with a blank. It has to be. Firearm safety is crazy important, and I don't understand how some of the accidents happen, like why they're still happening and stuff like that. It needs to stop. It really does.
You have to treat it like a real weapon, really. Even though it may have a blank or it may not fire, you still treat it like a real one.
Like a real weapon.
Something like using weapons like guns and knife or any kind. You need someone, a supervisor, that if you don't know what you're doing, they're gonna help you how to do those things, but not to hurt anybody inside the film or outside the film.
I wanted to ask the whole panel about the collaborative process. I know, Alan, you work strongly with the people who are putting the makeup on you. Weston, you'd be dealing with the director or their vision they have you for the performance. Same thing, like Dwayne, you'd be giving the direction for the people doing performances for you. I guess just speaking about the collaborative nature of film is kind of my general question to the panel.
I'd say as an actor, my two most important people to work with is the makeup team and the director, because the makeup team is usually who makes me look however my character is going to look. And so if it's makeup, usually I'm pretty hands off, because what they do is what they do. If it's a suit, sometimes we work together because certain stuff either needs to be adjusted so that I don't, so I'm not being killed in there all day with like blisters or whatever, or if I need more air, more room to do a physical stunt, if I'm like, this part of the suit restricts me from doing what's called for in the script. So I'll work heavily with the artists for that. But then the director, clearly, because it's like we've all been saying, is we want to move the story forward the best way possible.
Go ahead, Weston. Or Kurt's question. Go ahead.
I enjoy working with all the cast and crew, and everyone on the set. I love the organic process. I also, look to the sound guy a lot, or sound woman when if I make some, if I do a scene where everyone cries, because of if I do a dramatic scene and I say something that's powerful and I start seeing tears, I'm looking at the, not during the scene, but I'll look at the actors in the scene. But I notice when I'm starting to say stuff that's dramatic and intense, and I like working with with everyone on a soulful level on set. And hey, around me when I'm on set, all the stuff that we don't like in the world, like prejudice and sexism and stuff like that, that goes extinct because I leave the biggest energetic spiritual imprint. I enjoy working with the director, of course. I love directors. I love writers and directors and getting close with them, and the producers, the creative producers, executive, associate producers, all the different, AD, everyone. I see it as a big team experience. But I enjoy working with Jesse on D-Day and Richard Gabai, Michael Jai White, Sean Patrick Flannery, all these great. But I mean, working with my dad too. I mean, that's huge. Like we always would improv together on long car rides or plane rides.
Dwayne, who do you like working for on set?
well, working with other people, it was a fun experiment. Working with the new people, and so doesn't I want to mention because I'm so very excited working and best friends with one of great people. Lloyd Kaufman believed in me. He pointed to me and said, Steeler, Dwayne, you're gonna be a star. He believed me and I believe in him. I did some more clips doing a mutation meltdown. That was very fun. It was really fun, and especially some cameos from June. An intro cameo with the legendary Debbie LaShawn. Me and Debbie have been good friends for a long time since I met her back in 2016 at Big Apple Comic-Con convention.
I think, Dwayne, awesome that you have such a great relationship with Lloyd because, he's such an innovative filmmaker. And I've heard many stories from other people who say the same things, just how kind and generous he is and how he gives chances to people and believes in people. Like, I think it's just so cool that you got to be under his wing for stuff like that.
Yeah, it did. It really did for Uncle Lloyd. Lloyd's one of the old time greats.
Uncle Lloyd.
We call him Uncle Lloyd. He's one of the old time greats. He's one of the legends in his own right. I love Lloyd.
So Dwayne, how do you think this went? Meeting these two talented filmmakers. How do you
want to join Hollywood now? Are you less anti-Hollywood?
Since she mentioned that we're nice guys, and actually, I'm a nice guy, but I'm more like Chuck and Hyde. But I'm not a Hollywood guy. But I just like keep myself as independent and underground, not getting too much attention with everybody in the mainstream. I just love the art. I love the art. I love the film. I love to do what I love to do best. Doing acting or drawing, making art, but not being a Hollywood person. Because
we might have to try to steal you for a cameo here and there.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I would love to work with you. Of course, I'll be in a cameo in your project sometime in the future.
Yeah. Do these guys know about space frogs? I think that should be your space frog transformation.
Yeah, you know what? Collaboration is space frogs for everybody.
Yeah. I agree. So, Alan, you're close to Weston, and I would love it if you two could meet, get dinner sometime. I mean, Weston's available. Alan, congratulations on Alien Planet. I am so looking forward to it, and I wish you all the best. And I hope, Alan, I really hope that when you go back and you look in pre-production, you go, shit, we need a reshoot. Quick, bring me Dwayne Mendez from New York City. I need him for one shot. And just have Dwayne be like, where's the other aliens at? You know what I mean?
Okay. Where's another alien? That's a good one.
Amazing, Dwayne. You are. That's why you are the Whiplash Steeler.
If it does happen, if he want my ass over there, or be in a camera in a Zoom, I'll be obliged.
So, Weston, is there any last things you would like to say to these fine gentlemen before we go?
Oh, I appreciate you guys. Love you infinitely. You guys are incredible, and I can't wait to be working with you both, and let's keep this. Let's remember this, experience that we just had with the amazing James and Mark and Kurt, and let's keep this energy alive forever.
Dwayne, go ahead, buddy. Last minute statements you would like to make.
Yes, I just want to say I am so excited to be part of the Friendly Men's Marathon.
Allstars,
the Allstars. And if you would like to check it out, check out my film, Bloodstadt in June. It's on Trauma Now. Check it out, watch.trauma.com, and you could check out Shakespeare Shitstorm is on Trauma Now. And
Mark, how about you? How do you think this went? The first Friendly Men All-Stars.
I think it went great. Thank you guys so much for coming on today and a Sunday. Yeah, it's been great. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So, Alan, dude, great to see you. Love the haircut. Dwayne, keep it. Oh, by the way, Dwayne, check out Weston's music. Weston is also a metalhead. He played in some black metal bands, some death metal bands. So Weston does the Weston wore the spikes.
What's the name of your band?
So, I'm on Instagram. Send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram name is Dwayne Steeler. Just send me a message on Instagram. I'll definitely check it out. Your stuff.
For sure, I'll send you some of my solo stuff too. That's Dwayne Steeler, right?
Yes, Dwayne Steeler, DWAYNE. First name Dwayne Steeler, STEELER.
And please message Alan too, Dwayne. Weston.
Alan? What's your Instagram?
Monster_Maxson, and I believe I'm the only
Monster _what?
Maxson. MAXSON.
He's actually pretty easy to find. I just typed in Monster Maxson. So, by the way, Monster Maxson, your thoughts on Godzilla versus Kong?
I want it to do well so they can have a Mecha Ghidorah one day. I want to come back.
And I'll be messaging you guys from my Instagram that's more private. My main one is Weston Coppola with the we'll be in 15,000 followers or whatever by the time I'm done with this one thing, and then we'll get. But I'm gonna message you from the one that's like 300 followers. I do more of my work stuff through.
Cool.
Yeah. My Instagram is private too.
So cool. Well, guys, have a wonderful day. Have a great Sunday. Guys, all keep in touch. I hope you can all work together. Dwayne Steeler! Yeah! Weston Coppola Cage! Mark, do the Alan Maxson ending. Go ahead.
Alan Maxson!
Ooh.
that's metal. That is freaking metal.
And Mark, keep it friendly.
Man, mashed potatoes are great. Mashed potatoes are great.